delay. They can lock off a lot of angles as well, the way that they play it. And I think the differences in these comps is what makes it very interesting for me. It's that Sage facing off, I guess, in essence, against the Breach. It's like, those are the two that are missing, I guess. And I think that the way that I look at the Breach is, Flickless is fantastic at putting players into position, especially Arrow when he's going for these aggro plays. I think that on the other side of things, sometimes that is a little bit more reliant on Jing, but they do the same thing with the Sage Wall. Like, they put him in spots that you go, well, Jing shouldn't be there, but he is because of the way that they set him up in that manner.
Yeah, and on the other side, for PaperX, playing with the Sage, not having like a traditional Sentinel to back you up, it does leave you with some gaps, potentially, depending on what else you bring, in terms of that defense and stopping power. But you combine the Sage with the Viper as well that they're bringing to bear, and they can certainly have no shortage of it on the defense. The problem is on the attack, the occasional gap being left open behind.
Hello, welcome guys to another live stream. कल live stream नहीं की थी because light चली गई थी. अरे ये क्यों बक रहा है? Okay, तो sorry, light नहीं, light आज जा रही है. कल नेटवर्क चला गया था और उसके लिए मैंने स्ट्रीम नहीं किया. एंड 2 दिन के बाद एयरटेल का वाईफाई फाइबर लग जाएगा, तो सिंगापुर सर्वर खेलेंगे उस टाइम. अरे यार ये बाहर क्यों आ रहा है? ओके, तो अभी मैप 3 जाने वाला था, इसलिए मैं लाइक मैच देख रहा था, तो मैंने स्टार्ट कर दिया लाइव स्ट्रीम, पर चैट नहीं पढ़.
I think when you have this, especially on the defensive start, the Giant X will have, you're going to have one side of the map that's very proactive, looking for fights, looking to take space. The other side of the map is west side. If he gets shut down in this game,
आज सब्सक्राइबर गोल कितना है? 335. इसके बाद अपन कॉम्पी खेलेंगे अल्ट आईडी पे. 2 दिन अल्ट आईडी पे ही खेलूंगा, तो डायमंड लगा के.
But GX also fielding a better attack side, so in that second half we get to see sort of the strongest parts of both. And Ara, in terms of opening duels, he should be dominating.
Well, this is it. The winner will be going straight to playoffs. Uber and Wire, let's find out who that's going to be.
What a map for a decider in this series as well. Sunset floated by both teams, as neither probably felt the need to be picking it here. But for GX, it's been one of their best maps, and we already got to see it on Parade against Sentinels, and they smoked them. That was not a close game.
This is the map where GX have the most depth in their strat book, which is really, I think, juxtaposed to a talking point from Lotus. And I would say that's very similar for Paper Rex. They have a number of crazy things they like to throw out there with this Sage.
मुझे लगता है PRX जीतेगी ये मैप, क्योंकि फर्स्ट मैप काफी क्लोज में था 13-11, फिर सेकंड 10-13 से जीत लाइक कर लिया उन्होंने.
Was there enough time?
ये वाला
start to integrate an understanding of how one another play.
क्योंकि उनको पता चल गया ये टीम कैसी खेलती है.
By the way, as he just shuts down the flank with some very smooth taps. And Patman says, why not me too?
तीन उठा लिए फ्लैंक पे.
Don't leave me out.
One ghost headshot, please. And it's down to 2 GX players, one of which is now one way in spawn, the other which is staring down 2 players over at Link. Long range frenzy, and something just gets poured. He has been absolutely lethal on pistol rounds today.
I mean, he exits that last map with 275 ACS. He's 5-2, first kill, first death. But what's even crazier to me statistically is that PRX, they go down 4v5, what, 15 times?
Yeah, 15
they win
times.
8 of those rounds. They convert a player disadvantage 8 out of 15 times.
मेरा आवाज आ रहा है ना ठीक से?
That's insane. That is an insane
what happens
conversion.
when if they get the first kill?
They are more likely to win the round if they lose the first player, Wyatt.
All right. All classics here for GX, who already honestly have just impressed me by taking a map off PRX, keeping it close on the second. It's just go back to the story of this game. Oh my god. Well, let's... All right, well, I was going to wait a second, depending on what Westside did next, but, I mean, just seeing GX, who finished 7th, 8th kickoff, 9th, 10th stage 1, and are taking it to the defending champions in Paper X, the best team in the world right now. What an ascension for this team over the last few months.
Yeah, what have they changed? They just added some rookies to their roster.
Nice.
This round, of course, it's a very lightly held B side, and the Cypher setup is circumvented only the cost of 1 player, so it ends up being fairly clean. Look there for PRX, heading into a bonus that is got a couple Vandals in the mix. Looking well board up, all things considered.
Obviously, for as talented as this newcomer team of GX has been, PaperX, they're experienced, they're rising to the occasion. Now they just need to close this out on Sunset. Top of the pool for either side. First buy now for GX, and this doesn't really look like much of a bonus buy for PaperX, I'll tell you that. They have 4 upgraded fully rifles.
It feels like the business socks are on this map.
West side, he's just playing with some fun little kill trips over there on B, by the way.
A lesson GX learned against Sentinels and the pips and drilled into them in that halftime we heard is that do not simply pay for flood retakes. Try and get ahead of the game. Re-clear aggressively here on defense. That's going to have to be the game plan. Grabinho does not want to fight A on the corner. Instead, just falls back behind the smoke.
Was adjusting position into sight. Doesn't want to get denied at Link. Wants to be able to support his teammate in Grabinho.
Oh, this aftershock pretty dirty. Jing here low after whatever transpired there. And we got Flickless back on an initiator. Insane util from him.
Wow, the re-clear onto Patman. He is immediately removed from the server. How do PaperX react?
You take your foot off the gas against this team, they're going to re-clear with you. They're going to win this fight. They're going in 2s and 3s. They control that A side there as PRX just they let go of the tension a little bit.
30
Give GX a way to tempo their way into the round.
It was a cool attempt at that refight with Forsaken teleporting across onto the box, and then you get that swing from Devi timed with it. But the duo from GX, Flickless and Grabinho, refused to miss a shot in that situation.
It always feels like there's a re-clear happening elsewhere behind the stall util on one part of the map. The fault line aftershock to slow PRX down as they try to go to Link's side.
I really liked all of the decisions, honestly, that Flickless was making throughout that entire situation. From just before we saw the aftershock from Jing, he pushes all the way through Link into sight to try to beat that timing so he can support Grabinho. They're not just playing for some kind of retake or taking a safe line. No, he doubles up and then they fight into it.
But Grabinho does not fight on first contact. He backs off of that dark cover, gives himself the space to double up with one of his teammates and slow the game down a little bit. Then they can be the ones that take the initiative.
Right now, PaperX, they are bought down into this round. Less than 1K credits every single player on their squad. West side with the deep cam into B main, so they can product that a little bit, but then just have that for later in the round if necessary. But probably won't survive till later in the round. Jing wants to break that. ASAP trap play activated.
Try and play ahead of this fault line here, but very quickly PRX get back. That's a thrust for GX that is avoided.
A good nade thrown there from Jing just to deactivate any acceleration that GX might have had in store for them with that trap play, double stun, relabel fault line. So it's nice that PaperX are able to bait out so much utility early.
GX very quickly now just assemble behind that top mid smoke, ready for a fight.
I mean, look at this position by Westside over on B, by the way. He is just hard committed to holding this angle in main. That is some bold stuff. He has the cage to play off of.
Are they going to re-clear B main again? They thought about it. Aro definitely thought about it. Aldron come in, though, and that is dealt with now. Pull back a little bit and leave Ara close to the door.
And this time, they're just set up with a fault line defensively when the pop comes in. PaperX have to be worried about getting stunned here, but they bait it out.
Okay, Jing no unaffected by the fault line. Ara realizes this, so doesn't fully swing around that corner. Instead leaves it up to West side. Gotta be recovered here. Jing gets tucked in on the side. That's where the flash comes from, though, and something does get across. Flickless is going to be busy on this left side of the site, and there was a Sage Wall to cover the market push. PRX have kind of accounted for everything here. Very meticulous hit onto the side. And Grabinho has very little to see with the remnants of the wall in his way.
Cloud has to be directly to his left and right. Grabinho removed, and PaperX too many numbers to overwhelm Cloud. They win those crucial backside fights as well. Swings from Jing, something on opposite sides, a pillar. And I think they did a good job earlier in the round of getting so much of that defensive stall util out. Aura doesn't have a relay bolt for main there. They mostly dodge out that second fault line that cycles back up as well.
You can see the tendency for GX. As PRX Aldron out, Ara is walking forward, maybe to re-clear lobby with West side. They're always looking to fill that space with some form of proactivity.
Still a buy for GX, however, but a necessary round win when you took into account the economy for PaperX just then.
The door coming down.
दो लोग पीछे से आ रहे हैं. पैटमैन ने अगर मारा नहीं तो फिर फायदा नहीं.
Dark cover thrown top right mid by Forsaken. That's certainly implying that there may be some intention for PaperX to work up mid, and you can see that that's resulted in Cloud having to pick up Boba. But that is all just, you know, sort of minor distraction laid as PaperX intend on going towards A.
Aldrone to clear this corner, respecting how far GX are pushed. Ara almost made that one-way work against him. Patman ultimately couldn't punish meaningfully. Corbino takes a hit off that. PRX decide to go elsewhere. Smoke to top mid. This one not really prepared for by GX. They'll have a crossfire though.
And now a good thing for PaperX is that they're drawing Flickless around the map with that utility. Isn't posted up in a great spot to support the anchors on B main right now. Something with that ultimate through. Does it get a tag? No, just out the way is Cloud. Oh, doesn't dodge the second.
Forsaken also lit up there as Flickless is able to take him out of the game early. Patman trying to get quickly up from Market, and he does into Boba. Now Jing, Showstopper on site. It's a bit wayward, but Dubai is there to deliver. Now Cloud tucked in that corner. Ara on a late reflank here. There's an opportunity here. If he can disrupt the plant, yes, Spike loose. Ara ready to fight for it now. Relay bomb thrown out, but doesn't quite have the depth. So Jing handles him.
10 seconds left.
Low HP is Cloud, backside left alone. What is the maneuver?
Money's pretty bad.
Back up in just a few seconds.
19 points of health for Cloud.
I mean, surely you go for the 1 versus 2, right? Even with such low HP.
If you can get heads turned away with this recon, got the opportunity. I think he realizes they're tucked in the corner, and a clean double swing from PRX. Gets them 3 rounds ahead.
Yeah, they know Cloud is just so weak. Time to
9-13 होने वाला है.
There's no way he wins out both.
GRX
And Flickless does, get back to that site at a reasonable pace. I mean, that's
this Sage utility is going to be a pain.
Man, Aura rushes it just a little bit at the end there. If he waits fully for that spike to be recovered, maybe someone to run towards it, then relay, waste a little bit more time.
I think the relay pulls up a little short. I don't know if it catches on the Jing, but either way, he still loses that duel. Again, GX getting busy behind that one-way A side.
GX who have
camera taken out.
Spicy wall here, Wyatt. This is just for top mid.
Cover going out.
Patman on this map has a number of different walls that he will be throwing out throughout the game that constantly keep you guessing as to the intentions of PaperX.
Just gives them that top mid smoke, quote unquote, on demand.
Poison's off.
Also, it can imply a lot, draw players towards mid off the extremities.
Yeah, and in this instance, it gives them the opportunity to fight towards that right side.
Look at this though, GX re-clearing A main now. Tons of info for them, and a chance to threaten the Tiles player.
One of those kill trips immediately. Dealt with Grapinho. Wow, wins that out.
So the spotlight here is over at the B side though, Wyatt. Inside the smoke on Market side, West side is waiting for his moment to spring forth. Grapinho has a rifle. It's the only one though for GX here, and Flickless shows himself. That's that breach util for a retake now not available.
Oh my god.
Okay.
West side with a crazy shot now, but something locks down the flank. Jing has been on a tear this round.
What?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What is happening?
Just the individual gunplay here is ridiculous.
Oh my god!
West side, unreal. Something now has to stop this. They know where he's going to be. Something mindful. Mineral theft would reveal him inside main, but it's going to disrupt the plant. Grapinho now's gotten it to half, and something needs a better gun instead of reloading, and West side brings it down. The most unlikely of
पूरा राउंड थ्रो किया पूरा राउंड
comes at one of the most
Alex चिल्लाएगा बेटा
What on earth
Sheriff से भर रहे
are we
उनके लोग
seeing in that round? Grapinho with the first Sheriff headshot. Westside breaks one panel in the wall.
Gpay
That
को
has been
pick करने
such
की
a
जरूरत
nuisance.
नहीं थी उनको आने
Immediate
दो
headshot on the cross. Oh my god, what a round. I feel you.
Good job, guys.
And
They keep doing this.
It was the rounds like that that got GX back in the game on Ascent and then eventually propelled them to the win on that map. Crucial eco round pickups.
Uncanny from GX, but they still find themselves behind the pack. Cloud just takes the timing
Oh
there.
shit
That was back on Link. Forsaken thought he had gotten deep, but now he's been dug out. I'm just waiting for a GX re-clear. It's going to happen at some point. Ara trying to post up with the op. Dangerous now, though. Punished. PRX very quickly spring into action. Down the op player.
Flickless not able to assist, didn't have a stun there. wants to pick up the line. 2 GX players here. They have to fight off all of Paper Rex. Flickless a little bit too eager, and now Cloud caught in the corner by that showstopper.
ओए थ्रो किया बट
निकाल लिया वो
रहा.
Able to stave Gravino off as he makes his way in through spawn.
Hey,
That's another 4v5 conversion round for PRX, Wyatt.
Jing has just been a menace in this game so far. Going absolutely crazy.
Ara maybe just look, and the more successful reclears from GX there for Elbow with multiple players backed up. Ara goes solo, tries to post up, and oh jeez, and is punished.
Flickless just didn't have the util to really assist him in that spot. It's unfortunate for GX that their positions just get pretty scrambled.
Uncharacteristic from them.
Kill.
They are very regimented on this map, especially.
Now Paper Rex had picked up that op and thrown it over to Devi. Shades of the Lotus play. This is a classic from GX, but Paper Rex, they are totally out the way of it. Patman gets out of there.
They got Sentinels with this 2 rounds out of 3. Not PRX though, little too canny for it. They've been able to take up residence on this A side, and West side's trying to ask the question, do I stay or do I go? Jing dominates him from above. Now Cloud being as low as he is, he tries to go up and get a weapon. Punished for that as well. Jing won't be ready for the corner. That is one for Ara. Fast lane will get him out.
At this point,
save
with this rifle. And you're exactly right. That's a play that GX were finding success with in the EMEA Stage 2 playoffs. Found success with against Sentinels, but Paper X, they played around that. And specifically, it's Patman playing around that. He realizes what's happening, gets all the way back into spawn, and then just patiently waits for the moment to get back in and catches one of the GX players wrapping through tiles after the play. He handled that exactly as you need to.
He's been
just
here.
as you need to do to counter this GX aggression.
Patman's been on this roster now for quite some time, but his addition really allowed for that more well-rounded strategic approach. PRX no longer just W gaming, right?
That was the turning point, his addition.
6-2 good.
Brought them from one of our great top teams in Valorant to world beater squad. Favorite to win champions.
See it there, it's just the decision to play around that push-up mid.
We haven't seen any team really be able to deal with this GX defense outside of Liquid online when they were at their absolute peak in the playoffs run. Aside from them, GX have been able to beat all of the other competition in Europe, dismantled Sentinels on this map. It's really only been absolute top-tier teams that have been able to do it, which, obviously right now Liquid a bit of a downturn after game 1, but can't discredit the fact that their play during the EMEA playoffs run was, world-class. So.
I mean, a sweep of the EMEA final, I think, is pretty telling. Here, GX have found success on this map when they've been able to, fight for that space in numbers. I'm thinking back to that, multiplayer re-clear midway through an A hit into elbow. That paid out well for them, but PRX are still winning rounds down a player. It's more than just that first pick. Cloud found the pick over towards Link, and they still ended up losing in the 5v4.
And also, for PRX's sake, going up against a team who like to be so active on defense, the fact that you kill their offer and recover the op and can use that to nullify defensive aggression, like one of the best tools in the game to do so, that's just even further giving them a bit advantage.
Yeah, we're seeing more of that attack side Senti op from Devi.
Very meta generally, but yeah, more from Devi. He was
great on Lotus too.
On Lotus he was just a standout, right? All right, this time, PaperX back to B main, all the way grouped up. They've been doing a good job of just removing these west side trips from Choke. Again, it's just depleted. He keeps putting this one main, but the Shock is breaking it from something.
There is a trip here, though, that could punish Jing, who likes to tuck in that corner after hitting the side. Well, he won't get onto the side at all. Cloud! What a Hunter's Fury. Jing and Devi already extracted from PRX's lineup.
I mean, Devi maybe could have played to a res on Jing, but then he also dies, so no one will be getting raised in this round. And we've been talking about the 4v5 for PaperX, how absurd their conversion rate on that has been in this series, but the 3v5, surely not, right? Surely our 3v5 conversion rate isn't just above 50%.
Patman actually able to get a timing on Ara. Already set for the shot, forcing Ara off the line. Trade out by Flickless now, who makes a solo venture into elbow with that
Timing kitna?
Oh no. Forsaken was making a lot of noise in B main. Westside, does he dare step out?
Forsaken is a good idea. There is an op there by Forsaken, so he might have to take that up again.
I mean, what is going on now? Something has just threaded the needle into A spawn, teleport towards A for Forsaken.
Doesn't the spike though, so he has to give this spot up at some point.
I mean, again, somebody has 12 seconds now has to get back to the site.
Could respond.
Look at the mini-map, man. This is chaos. Now Forsaken said, okay, bet I'll take your positioning in spawn. And
what?
He might catch Cloud.
He got him! He got him off the spike! That is nuts!
Oh.
Flickless, dirty work. That map was turned upside down.
Oh my, I mean, it's just pandemonium across
Time
the
minimap.
But Flickless plays to the out of just throw him up into the skybox.
That's the tune to a 3-round win. I'm taking that trade every day of the week. Oh, the Sage wall there makes it a bit uncomfortable.
Oh, so
one enemy remaining.
The timing on that is perfect. I mean, chaos round. Somehow they almost brought it back, by the way. They had me believing they were going to win
3v5 to start.
I was very invested in the fact that they were somehow going to win that 3v5, but Flickless, the cool hands prevail.
Aura's pushed up here. Waiting for an Aldrin around this one way. We'll give that space up. Flickless not quite in position to help out with the fault.
Aura has been pushed up a lot in this game, and it's yet to really net too much value. PaperX have been exploiting his forward positions by getting entry kills onto him.
Flickless has used a lot of his util here. Just the flashes now. Aura with a relay bolt. Devi already up on the corner though. Smoked out.
Look at this. Just pacey rotate. They've got 4 players now onto this A site.
PRX sniffed this out. There's obviously the chance to work different parts of the map, but they obviously concerned about the Cypher. Ding! He's seen that whole time by Flickless.
That is criminal!
In midair! Just wins it out. Gets deeper on towards Link. Rubinho at least shuts him down, but that was ungodly, and it's an opener for PRX. They can now look to exploit. Forsaken crouches into the shot, and Aura is dashed aside. Cloud trying to work around this wall, and Rubinho finds the corner. There's a player trying to spike down. Rubinho's found 3 here. Devi is in deep trouble. Up the proverbial without a paddle. Spike out of his grasp, and an Aldrone looking to snip him out.
Hit round.
Surely not, right? Smoked off. GX have to lock this one up. They just make the call for that full rotate towards the A site. PaperX have been going for a fair amount of re-hits. And even with Jing getting an absolutely illegal kill onto Flickless with the satchel in, they still just have more than enough players to lock it down. Kind of goes for more, and Gravino's just ready for that to swing through.
And then he finds 2 more. I don't know if there's a lack of awareness about the fact that he's sort of poked around the corner, or maybe feels like he's been covered from box there. But Devi, in theory, could have had that corner held. A little breakdown in communication there for PRX. Their Plat attempt is thwarted. Now this game is closed up to 2 rounds. It's okay. They've got 4 ultimates to work with here.
Team cover
I can see why they're frustrated.
Alex has definitely been frustrated at the last couple round losses. Great time to get a timeout in. They've got all the ultimates up, as you mentioned. Ensure that you're getting 7 on the board using all these ults, right? It would be a massive disappointment for PaperX if they can't close one of these rounds out with that arsenal.
And back-to-back 1 rounds for GX, though, means they're buying for the rest of the half, so no concerns economically. Although for them, there's no big ultimates on the horizon, really.
Maybe that's really the thing, right? If PaperX min-max the ults, they can use some for this round, use some for the next round, and that can be enough to win 9 out.
Okay, 9.
GX will have none.
Maybe a fast play behind something Hunter's Fury might be in order. So the Cypher util at B, though, makes that a difficult prospect, but that can be cleared, of course. The Shocks have been good at taking out the B main trip, for example. Westside's not really invested in changing that one up too much.
No, he has just been throwing that trip pretty much every single time, and it has been getting consistently broken. But all right, very fast Jing up mid, paranoia through market. What is that, a direct?
That must have been. Rubinho was in a place that's hard to hit that showstopper. Up on top of Kiosk in the 10 spot. There's Patman. Finds himself 1, but again, PRX still have that numbers advantage. Devi with a Sheriff to work with, though.
Timing out main. Forsaken swings onto Westside, the lone anchor on site.
There's no eyes on main for Westside. There's not much he could have done. Aura might want to try and play into the site early, at least imply that he's done so with his fast lane.
मैं इसको बोल सकता हूँ ये अच्छा प्लेयर है काफी अच्छा
Only
प्लेयर
one ult necessary for this one. That is so ideal for PaperX.
ये सॉरी ये क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं Valorant ही ऐसा गेम लगा जिसमें लाइक हम मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि नहीं यार ये बंदा सही में अच्छा है ये गेम में स्किल्स काफी लगता है
His troubles, his woes continue. PRX have made 7 rounds now. And like you mentioned, only
ये
the
गेम
cost
हो
of the
गया
showstopper
लाइक
there.
पीसी के जितने भी गेम्स है ना उनको स्किल्स काफी
0
लगता
to 100 straight away, Jing through. Yeah, it's like a basically direct on the Gravidia. That's crazy. What a rocket, and then Patman had just been on that late lurk, waiting in mid to cut off the rotators.
I mean, that's such a hard spot for Westside.
Yeah,
to be in.
danger
He
यार,
knows the
ये
market's
game
compromised. He knows
मजा
it could be a
आती
push
है।
out of main.
And with the advantage
Skill
PaperX
से तो
have,
मजा
in
आएगा
terms of the numbers, they don't even feel like they need to take backside control
Without
or anything.
skill
Like,
वाले
just
को
wall
भी
it off
मजा
and
आता
slow
है।
the other side, delay. It's fine. 3 ults
ओए,
for
लीड आ
this
रही है।
final round. PaperX to
गेम नहीं
keep
खेला ना मैंने
8 to
इसलिए।
4. This is GX's best map, but realistically, I think you could say the same probably for PaperX.
And they didn't play much of it in stage 2 at all. They played Bind 5 times, Haven 4 times. They actually had a narrower map pool of played maps in the stage than most of their contemporaries. But everything is still
I think
well
they're
and good on
just-
this map.
I think they are just incredible here. Flickless, though, with that first kill. That was catching Patman on the cross.
Top mid was where that shot came from. A Divine Jigger in the side. Hunter's Fury coming out from something. Nothing to see here, though. Shorty for Forsaken. A rare moment where it doesn't quite cut the mustard. Flicked us down to 49, but that's enough for him and Grabinho now to bully their way back into the side. It's on something who is looking for a wrap. Something that Flickless is already accounting for. It may not matter. It may not matter. Something looking to the corner of the
अरे एक
masonry.
HP वो
Ara
सामने
first.
वाला बंदा भी
Grabinho is in no better shape than he is. 21 plays 46. Spike out on B, and something is slowing it down.
The Corbinho in serious shock dart danger. Unfortunately, not one of Omen's abilities. There's a recon backup for something just now as well. He is taking his
समथिंग
time,
की पूरी फटी
obviously.
पड़ी है
From his perspective, Corbinho could basically be anywhere.
For something, it could be nothing or it could be everything, Wyatt. Up onto the spike. Had his crosshair position for Grabinho, but this time, Grabinho hits the jackpot and grows CX's round total to 5, heading into the half. Very scrappy, very competitive first half, and GX getting those 4 rounds in a row was huge for them. We'll get a quick break. We'll be back, of course, with the conclusion of this decider map. Winner goes to playoffs.
Nice guys.
फाइव सेवन ठीक है 5-7 तो मॉनिटर में क्या चल रहा है अमेज़न काफ़ी टाइम से मैंने अमेज़न नहीं ओके ये वाला मैप क्या लॉजिटिक थी ये तो लाइट टू के डीप किया ओ भाई ये माउस चाहिए ये माउस चाहिए और क्या है ये कौन से ये भी माउस मैंने देखा है काफी लोग यूज
PRX here have 7 rounds to their name after a pretty high-paced attack side, but their opponents, who were virtually invisible domestically in kickoff, invisible in stage 1, make the changes by adding 3 rookies, and now they've done enough themselves on this first half of Sunset to potentially put themselves into playoffs over who many people believe is the best team in the world. GX looking very good, but they need to get Ara in this game. Coinbase Seeker report, of course, we'll be looking at first to highlight Jing, who is 14-8 right now, with some pretty filthy moments on this map. Hard hitting on towards that B side especially.
Yeah, so crucial for the entries. We saw one of those last rounds, that really fast-paced double satchel with the showstopper into market. That was crazy. And honestly, in terms of pace, I think GX pretty much they match PaperX on this map. We're going to see a lot of fast play. Aura is going to have to come to life here on attack because GX's game plan revolves around really nicely paced, sequenced out util around Aura, putting him in positions to get easy entry kills by connecting great fault lines, connecting crucial paranoias, etc. And those pieces of utility will come usually in short succession. 13,000. And that's what PaperX are going to have to go up against. But GX Aura needs to come to life.
Yeah. What I like about Aura, though, is he will slow down if he is too far ahead of that util. He has such a great sense for the pacing to make sure that it all lines up. The Flickless was incredible on Ascent in setting him up. It's going to have to be a mirror image of that on the Sunset attack side.
That being said, if there is one agent that is also great at slowing down the pace of attackers, stalling them out, it will be that Sage. Device utility should have big impact here on the defense. The way that Patman anchors B with the wall is sick, but right now, B ignored by GX. It's an effort to work up towards this A side.
They were side ki chote. Okay.
Triple facing down mid, trying to take some kind of contact. They're mostly just stacked up towards Link on account of that.
Giving up for some contact here via Link, and outside of that retake, wanted to slow down this push in towards Elbow. They know what's coming. They've given that part of the map up on purpose. Oh, something had his crosshair positioned perfectly for that, and a 6 cents for the timing.
What is up with this guy on pistol rounds? He has been a demon today.
It's practically extra sensory perception.
Now, Flickless has 2 flashes. He's got the aftershock ready to play within this post line. Corbino, look at the situation he's in.
So dangerous. There was a shoulder pick, not full committal for Deviant, so Jing's going to be able to take the frag.
Something again, and that's Flickless down. The utility.
ये लोग 4 है. Easily round निकल जाएगा.
Pretty difficult for GX as they play off the site. Something. Just the god with the ghost.
Another triple. Triples on both pistol rounds.
No, he had a quad.
Oh, that was a quad on the first one? Oh, my bad.
Sorry,
and then it was an ace on map 1. And then, I mean, bro, what is going on with him today?
Again, Corbino always in the spotlight. There's a slowdown. Shoulder pick from Deviant to confirm. Aura gets his in the round, but that's it. that is grim satisfaction from Coach Alex. Nothing more.
Insane. I set it back on map 1, but something's form right now. I think you could argue is maybe his all-time peak, but it's definitely one of his highest peaks he's had over the last couple months.
But more than half of his kills have come from Ghost and pistol rounds.
It's great.
Just want to put that out.
Those rounds are pretty important. He's stepping up when they need him. Now he's
still one for PRX.
It's crazy.
All right, here comes Aura. Steps up to the plate, though. The light is very good. What a recon. Something sets up for the first kill and takes a second for himself. Jing doesn't want to be left out. Refuses to be a footnote on a round like this, but Flickless will get the drop on him. Stinger always dangerous.
By the way, we've had 0 time to mention it, but that was a force from GX. No time to mention it because they got absolutely brutalized by a util combo play from PRX, a late nade. The recon comes over top. You've seen that from Something's point of view. Unbroken, 3 for Jing.
I feel like there's a tipping point here. This first gun round, if it's not successful for GX, this map gets away from them pretty quickly. Tough pistol round to run into. Losing both pistols on this map, never great.
On the first half, it was a thrifty round win that got them back into it. It was West Side with a Sheriff. She has got right now. And on Ascent, it was 2 rounds like this as well. But yeah, Something, he is just simply not easing up.
Expecting more from that, and he was right in a sense. Mid definitely swarming with GX players right now, but Jing is feeling himself. It's just Cloud. Spike is in mid. It's all but impossible. So Pistol and Anti-Eco, they pass without much event here. GX down by 5.
How are you supposed to stop PaperX on one of, if not their best maps, when you have Jing and Something in top-tier individual form? 36 kills currently between the 2 of them. That is madness.
It's a very early showstopper picked up for Jing.
And 1 away from a Hunter's Fury for Something.
Yeah. Talk about ideal kill allocation. You got Jing and Something, the 2 best players to have those orbs fed to. Aura. Only 1 kill so far this half. It's been quiet, to be fair, but now gun round here for GX. No Thrifty for them this time around, so they've got to do it the old-fashioned way. Get back into this game with the rifles.
Dark cover for top mid, so they can just contact their way up here. Devi holding the angle with a very early operator. Is this something GX will be ready for? Might not even matter. They're trying to go through top mid. They're trying to split through Boba.
Slow warp to slow down this market push, though, and yet GX haven't gone in there. They've got that top mid control. They're looking to try and exercise that into Boba. Devi had to heal himself quickly. Patton with a double back over towards Mark, and that's massive.
And everyone top mid, they're just stalled out. They're cut off because of the wall.
And how are they supposed to get this back? Flickless and Cloud. Both the ones in the util.
And it is the pace that GX have just being stalled out entirely by the existence of this Sage. It is the counter to their play style. And that's exactly why. What a response to that split execute from Devi. And then Patman, 1 versus 2 in market.
Originally, there was a slow warp there at market that made it impossible to fully split this properly.
Okay. I mean, there's even a little gap in the wall that Devi exploits.
We actually saw that on Ascent on a number of occasions.
1 for 5, dude. 1 for 5, dude.
Showstopper used. Now, something Hunter's Fury. Still no one on GX with an ultimate.
And look at where something is sat. I think he might be ready to rip this. As soon as he gets an inkling, something is up. This is going to cause a split here for Westside, eventually on his own.
And this is a split again through top mid, but this time into Aura with a crucial kill onto Forsaken. That keeps GX in the round.
This elbow presence, though, for PRX is something of concern for GX. They have to dig it out, and look, the other arm of their pincer can't actually get past the line of scrimmage onto the A side. There's got to be a wrap, but Devi's waiting for it. Aura, though, wins it out. Now it's on Jing. He has to fight his way out of this map, but they've not checked the corner, and Jing got himself 2. That puts PRX up in the round, and Cloud at least has the spike to recover. But the net on him is closing 2.
The late flank from Patman. He's feeling the pressure. The wall's closing in. Stuck in elbow. Has to get that spike. Does so. But now where can he plant where he feels any level of safety? He wants to draw a Patman. This is some good intuition from Cloud.
Patman's expecting the flank. Patman's not the player that's going to fall into this trap. The last member of PRX that's going to be fallible to it.
Something open. Facing single right now.
Cloud is going to have to walk across and has to hedge his bets. The last best chance there for GX goes by the wayside. Another attempted split through mid, falls flat.
This is the kind of execute that they love to run, and it almost brought them the success that they needed, but they just didn't suspect that a second player would be an elbow, that Jing was tucked, and he saves the round for PRX with that 2-piece.
Now, GX at the 11th hour have to throw down to stay alive in this series. Well, PRX, as expected, would be advancing first out of this group to playoffs.
And it's a fast play down mid. Jing satcheling off of that paranoia.
Cloud pinged out, Forsaken. Hears all of this and chooses not to step forward. Now gets onto the side of the bubble. Patman controlling it from one part of the map, and he gets his. Robinho, though, 3 players now inside this elbow, and they're going to go for it. Aura throwing caution to the winds. It has to be now.
What is the maneuver for GX? They're being surrounded. There's a flank coming from their spawn side. They want to flip the map. They want to play from the defense spawn. But Cloud is caught. It's a 2 versus 4.
The head of the snake cut off. It isn't a Hydra. Will more grow? It doesn't look to be the case. It's Aura now in a 1v3. Trying to relay bolt his way out of this now. Waiting on the other side is something. Waiting for his just desserts. A frustrating map, but there it is. Aura! He's found himself 4. A Red Bull clutch to keep GX in the game.
He's been silent for a while, but comes back in crazy fashion with that. Oh my god.
अब ये तो प्रो लेवल पे खेल रहे हैं.
Might have bought him the space he needed.
What a moment.
दिमागी लगाते हैं.
Devi can't connect. You hate to have an operator against a slide like that. How are GX still in this game?
Yeah, that's a hands to head kind of moment there for PRX.
I was ready for the arena music to cue, players to stand up, fist bumps to start, but we're still going.
GX have been able to work with a little bit more in terms of weaponry. A lot of half armors, in fact, all of them out there, but Hunter's Fury is ready for Cloud. They're in this still. Standard one-way refresh there for Forsaken. Sees that fault line come through. This is going to pull this over of something over to Link.
Just tries to get a bit of pre-fire off, and now recon paranoia just stalls up GX.
Buy some time for this rotate to be pulled across from B. GX do look committed to this.
Forsaken Just jumps out to get a little bit of info. Wow, Westside caught on the cross.
Really hoping to be a thorn and deny a wraparound, but there will be a reflank coming from PRX now, and GX know it. It's time to go. Onto the side goes Ara Cloud, trying to set him up here with a Hunter's Fury. No tags. Forsaken able to jump away from it for the most part. And now at Link, a little uncomfortable PRX.
Cloud watching the flank, Flickless getting the spike down. What can Cloud do? 1 for 1. One more kill for Flickless. He'll get that rolling thunder.
3 up though for GX. They don't have a lot to work with. Flickless needs the frag. Something to get swung on. It's going to be Ara finding his, but Patman comes alive. And Flickless solo on the side. Hardest rolling thunder's there. He can make use of it now. The 1v1, but the fire swings on in. And finally, GX are forced to succumb. The overpowering pace, shooting power of this PRX team will send them first into the playoffs.
How are you supposed to beat PRX when Jing and something are playing like that? I think this last map, this last win for PaperX here, the most impressive of this series, right? Being able to have your most...
System reset. Vanguard. Okay. तो reset कैसे? 24 1.4 इधर से उड़ा दे. शायद नहीं लगना चाहिए. AFK चले गया. Yes. वॉल्यूम मिक्सर इससे क्या होता है? अरे नहीं रे, रिस्टार्ट क्या गेम करना पड़ेगा? कर क्यों कर? तो यही प्रॉब्लम है, गेम बंद करना पड़ेगा। 900 स्कोर के लिए क्या करना पहले आप, सॉरी 812। रिबूट कंप्यूटर टू करना है, गेम थोड़ी खेल रहा हूँ। 1.5 ईयर्स हो गए। हाँ 1. क्या करूँ, क्या करूँ? CPU इतना 5% यूज हो रहा है भाई, इतना जीपी यूज हो रहा है बैकग्राउंड में, ये चीज चल रहा है इसलिए। ये क्या चीज़ है? हाँ हाँ हाँ, फैन को लाइक, 5 अगर नहीं होता है तो मुझे फिर स्ट्रीम बंद करके ही चालू करना पड़ेगा। तो एक बार मैं इसको आउट, फिर लॉग इन। रिस्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा, सॉरी यार मैं स्ट्रीम बंद कर रहा हूँ, आता हूँ मैं तो।